So, did you see that Kyle Harrison got his first win of the season today in his second start? He struck out 6 in 5 1/3 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that James Tibbs III had 3 home runs in one game on Saturday?
For the Dodgers AAA team? Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so that guy, Joe Adell for the Angels, huh?
Yeah.
He robbed 3 home runs. The last one,
cool.
he dove into the stands and landed in that lady's lap and then gave that other guy a high five. It was a no-look high five. Just whap. And it stood there like Superman. That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you see that Connor Griffin got called up?
Oh, yeah.
19 years old, man.
Number 1 prospect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see how bad of a week CB Buckner had?
Oh, so bad.
20 blown calls. He called a runner out for missing the bag when replay showed he stepped right in the middle of the bag. And then, to top it all off, he got his clock rung. Just whap. Worst week ever.
Come on, boys. Let's hear a little optimism.
Did you do your taxes yet?
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the humor is elite, but the baseball sucks. Oh yeah, here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to another episode of Giant Cocktails, episode 355. Ben Brandon Belt had a .355 on-base percentage for the 2017 San Francisco Giants. Belt led the team in home runs that year with 18 while appearing in 104 games. And as I read that, I realize how 2026 that sounds.
The captain. They're going to have a captain appreciation game soon.
They are.
Yeah.
They are with a kind of Hawaiian giant shirt with a big letter C
That's
on
right.
the...
That's right.
on the
That's pretty cool. I'm pro Belt in the Belt Wars, you know, because I understand baseball. Other people don't like it when guys get on base and don't like home runs and don't like first basemen who can catch the ball. Huh?
How soon we forget what we had.
Maybe
huh?
some people understand that how important that was now, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That is right.
That's right. You gotta lunge when you need to. You gotta know when to lunge and you gotta know when to fold them, Matthew. That's the secret to life.
Classic country song.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I forgot what else I was gonna say.
I was going to tell you one of my favorite Halloween costumes of all time was the year that I went as Brandon Belt. I had a giraffe costume and I put a Giants jersey over with a big C made out of electrical tape on the breast and a captain's hat sitting on top of the giraffe head.
That's right. That's a very good costume. That is a very good costume. 2017, Matthew, that was the first losing season that the Giants had in what would be a string of 9 out of the next 10. Is that right? Or 8 out of the next 9. I don't know. I don't know how to count. I can't math. But
either way, that doesn't sound
no,
good.
It's not good. It's not good. Good thing it's 2026 and we're rectifying all of that.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Yeah, might as well. I'm on like my second one at this point, Bob.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I made a lovely little cocktail for Easter. We had some family over. Happy Easter to those of you who celebrate. It's pink and bubbly and lovely. I'm calling it Pathetic in Pink.
Oh, okay.
Tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail that I originally called Who the
Fire truck.
Cares? But then I decided to change its name to something more descriptive of what's in it. So it's called The Christmas Gift in April. The April Christmas Gift.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Okay.
It's
I assume you'll let us know by the end of the episode.
yeah. It involves an ingredient that I received as a gift.
Well, those turn out lovely. Anyway, today is Sunday, April 5th, as we record this podcast. It is Easter Sunday. I hope that if you celebrate that day, either secularly or religiously, that it was a fun day with family and friends.
Do you want to?
Was it fun watching the game?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
The Giants went 1-3 since we last spoke. It was a 4-game home series against the Mets. Went 1-3, and folks, it wasn't even that close.
Hey, I thought Thursday night was great. Robbie Ray was not at his best, but he gritted it out, you know. The Giants ended up scoring 7 runs, and it felt like the kind of win that the 2026 Giants will have a lot of. And after the series in San Diego, they were cruising. I was like, yeah, we're rolling now, baby. We're going to sweep these Mets. Well, I didn't think they were going to sweep these Mets because I'm not Matthew. But I thought, hey, things are trending in the right direction.
That's right. Well, what are we going to talk about, though, today, Ben? Well, we're going to talk about how bad the offense is.
Okay, that seems like an easy target, but it's a thing we got to talk about because,
yeah,
that wasn't supposed to be the thing.
What else are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about how bad the pitching is.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah,
okay,
that's
all right,
yeah.
and then maybe we'll have time for one more thing, which would be how bad the defense base running is.
Okay. Yeah.
But before we do all that, Ben.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I had one good thing in here. I had one good thing in our tidbits.
I'll do it then.
And you just ruined it by putting in the bummer tidbit first. I was gonna just segue into a positive, but no, we have to keep adding on. Okay, so you do it. You do it, Mr. Pessimism.
Sure, it's not pessimistic. It's just a medical fact. So, as we all know, Jose Butto's season got off to a poor start, and it all culminated on the getaway day in San Diego when he could not get out of the 8th inning, and it seemed like there was a little bit of confusion as to what was going on with him. He continued to try to throw the ball. Well, it turns out that after examination, Mr. Butto was determined to have a blood clot in his throwing arm, in his forearm, which is a very dangerous situation if it is not treated medically, because that could result in various serious complications. And so luckily he had emergency surgery the very next day. I believe everything went well, and he now is on the track to recovery, and he will be out 2 to 4 months. So the good news is they found it and addressed it, and so the worst case scenarios did not come to pass, and unfortunately it does mean that he is now out for the bulk of the season. So that is my tidbit.
All right, we're done with the negative stuff.
Wait, what? We're done with the one negative tidbit.
That's true. Okay,
You just said
okay.
we're going to talk about the hitting woes, the pitching woes, and then you just threw in the defensive woes, and for giggles, the base running woes.
You know what? As you were sitting here talking about all this negativity, blood clots and crap, I decided that, it's early in the season. I am going to be optimistic.
Good.
Just like our friend Will.
Oh, listener Will?
Who texted me today saying that in 2021, the Giants got swept by the Dodgers in like late April or early May. I did not fact check his text, but I'm assuming that is correct. And then went on to win 107 games. He said a rough start doesn't mean the 162 games of the season are preordained. And he is right. He has convinced me, Ben, that this is tis a flesh wound.
Okay. Tis a flesh wound. Everything will be fine.
And one reason why it will be fine is Rule 5 draftee Daniel Susac.
Okay. Fair.
I would like to nominate him for president.
Oh, you know what? Fine. Yes, let's do it. Can we make that change immediately?
I would. I don't think he's old enough.
Silly complications.
Yeah. But
yes,
next best thing is that he has played so well in his first game that I am hereby removing his title of Rule 5 draftee and will now just refer to him as Daniel Susac.
Wow. So that's like a promotion. He's no longer Rule 5.
It is a promotion, yes, because Rule 5 draftee is always there to just remind you that he could be packing at any moment.
He's sent back to
Oakland.
Yeah.
No, not Sacramento or whatever the nameless
the
team
Vagabonds,
in Northern
right,
California.
Matthew, because they haven't been in Oakland for over a year. Yes.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Old habits die hard, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. But I think you insult the fine city of Oakland, and you
I apologize.
You glaze that organization by giving them a city title.
Yeah. But anyway,
yes.
Daniel Susac, man. I had a lot of fun watching his debut. I guess it wasn't really his debut because he got a couple defensive innings the day before, but his first start, and he goes up there and just becomes this hitting machine and starts just whapping balls and everything. And then of course his nephew Chuck gets thrown around while his family's all like bouncing up and down, and he gets this viral moment himself that he'll forever have. Yeah. And it was a great moment. And I think that they need to find more ways of getting Daniel Susac in the lineup. In fact, I have a solution for this.
Oh, okay.
They need to bring up Jesus Rodriguez.
Okay.
And then they have a 3-catcher tandem where one of them can serve as the backup on any given day and the other one actually contributes offensively to the team.
Right. And they could easily do that because they could just send down Christian Kost because Christian Kost doesn't do anything.
Don't need him. Don't need him at all.
Clearly not needed because he doesn't do anything. Are you done glazing Daniel Susac, Matthew?
Yes.
Okay, I do want to say my favorite part of that was when the small child was being flung around and made to cry. I actually watched that back on replay numerous times, but that's because I'm inherently evil. Second thing.
Yeah, okay.
Second thing, tell me. Well, okay, I'm sorry to do this to you, Will, but yes, the Giants did get swept by the Dodgers in May. It was in May when that happened in 2021. I'm just going to be that guy, though. Going into that series, they were 28-16, and then came out of that series and won 6 out of their next 7 and 9 out of their next 11. So
the Giants will be winning 9 out of their next 11 games.
No, I will point out that they got swept by the Yankees when they were 0-0, and then they lost 3 in a row to the Mets when they were 3-4. So it's a little bit of a different situation way back there in 2021. Just throwing that out there. But hey, I appreciate the optimism. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Matthew. I, for one, am. At first, I was sad, but you know what? I'm feeling what you're talking. I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling good about the topics that you chose to put up today. I'm gonna let the rage flow. Let's get into this.
Okay. Okay. Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is their hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't gotten off to the best start.
You don't say.
No, let's just ignore the fact that the Giants are the only team they're hitting better than is the Chicago Cubs.
Okay.
All right. The team batting average is 206. And yes, 4 home runs are last in the majors.
Yeah. Well, hey, they play an Oracle, Matthew.
And yes, they're tied with the Reds for last in runs scored in the majors with 26 in 10 games.
I mean, runs are passé.
But Fangraphs is bullish on them. And they see a turnaround. And if they see a turnaround, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, so what Matthew is saying is that the Giants are projected by Fangraphs for the rest of this year. Now, this is all before Sunday's game, right? Because Fangraphs doesn't update until, 3 a.m. or something. So they don't have Sunday's stats accounted for yet. But before Sunday's game, the Giants were projected to have a run differential of -4 for the rest of the year. So that's 153 games. They would score 4 less runs than they would give up. To this point in the season, they're at -22, which means this team is not supposed to be this bad.
That's exactly right. They're not supposed to be this bad. They won't be this bad.
Oh, don't say that. You don't know that. They weren't supposed...
Daniel Susac. Daniel Susac is going to turn this team around.
Matthew, he has to play in games in order to turn the season around, and Tony Vitello has already made it clear you get to play in 1 game if you're on the bench, and that's it. Christian Koss hasn't even had his game yet. My point is, Matthew, is that this team is underperforming at the plate at a clip that is inexcusable. Like, it is absolutely atrocious. They're not just a little bit bad, they're horrifically bad.
They're horrifically bad on certain days and really, really good on others. And all they have to do is just have more of those really, really good days.
The really, really good days, Matthew, are 2. They've had 2 really good days.
3.
No, they won 1 game with 3 runs scored, Matthew. I'm not going to call 3 runs really good.
That's a rally, man.
Well, I admit it's a rally for the San Francisco Giants of 2026, but it is not really good. Okay? And
good enough.
All I can say, the reason I'm so angry is because there is nothing else. Right? There's no analysis to do here. There's we can't say, oh, Tony Vitello is the reason the Giants, are bad. We can't even say it's Buster Posey's fault that the lineup is bad, because nobody expected this offense to play this poorly.
Yeah, and let's be clear. I mean, those people who are blaming this on Tony Vitello, that is incredibly unfair, because he's not the one and swinging the bat. And there may have been a couple of times where you're like, well, I question that decision, including Christian Koss not playing yet. But I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that the Giants have only scored 7 runs in their 7 losses.
Well, I do want to get a little bit into that, but because I will say this. It's confusing why a team that is playing this poorly doesn't have their bench in more games. I mean, one of the best hitters on the team right now is Gerard Encarnacion. And he didn't get to play for a long time either. And it seems like the only reason he's playing is because Casey Schmidt has a tight lower back, which is a real bummer because he's the 3rd best hitter on the team. Wait. Yes, barely. He's slightly worse than Luis Arraez. So,
he's the 4th best hitter on the team because Daniel Susac has a 1,000.
You're right.
batting
You're right.
average.
I stand corrected. But my point is, yes, Vitello cannot do much to make those other guys, the guys who should be able to hit, right? Like, if managers had that sort of impact on the offense, they would be the most valuable piece to the team. They would be getting, $100, $200 million contracts, not the players. Okay? These guys aren't hitting because they're not hitting. And it's on them to get better. But I will quibble with the fact that Vitello doesn't seem to be doing much to shake things up. And we are now well past the point where that needs to happen. Guys need to be sitting on the bench. Other guys need to be given opportunities to have an impact. And if they have an impact, then they need to be in the next game or a game very, very soon. So yes, we haven't seen Susac soon enough. We haven't seen nearly enough of Christian Koss, who I will remind you at times was the Giants' best hitter last year. And I'm not saying that's a great thing to have, but I'm saying the guy can do it, and he hasn't had a single plate appearance yet. So Tony Vitello's not completely off the hook. But no, most of the onus here is on those 9 guys who are just sucking. They have to stop sucking. Otherwise, this is going to be one of the worst seasons we've ever seen out of these guys.
Agreed. I do think, though, that there is room for optimism.
Oh, do you?
Yes, the Giants are 4 games under 500 as we speak. But Fangraphs projects them to be 79 and 83 at the end of the year. So that means that they're not going to get any worse. They're just going to play 500 for the rest of the season, Ben. And they're still within a shot of finishing at homeostasis. Right, Bob? What is the definition of homeostasis?
Homeostasis, when the Giants are 2 games worse than you think they are.
Exactly. And right now they are 2 games worse than I think they are. Right? they're 2 games under homeostasis.
That is true. Because you usually think they're at homeostasis. So what means is that they are 2 games worse than that, which means they therefore are at homeostasis. That's a beautiful thing. That's why it's called homeostasis. Because it always is what it is. Well
exactly.
Done, Bob. Well done. Way to go, Bob.
I do think, though, that it is interesting that this lineup has continued to be so consistently bad. And when I say consistently bad, I guess I'm just referring to the fact that they've played the same guys over and over and over again. And on one hand, I kind of understand it, right? You don't want to make a drastic change until you get some of your guys going. And the problem is that nobody's getting going outside of maybe Luis Arraez and now Gerard. Oh, and Daniel Susac, of course.
It's Gerard and yes, Susac. No, Susac is not going because he's only played in 1 game. You cannot be going until you've done it for 2 games, at least 3 games consecutively.
This is okay. But I guess that's the point, is that, some of the guys that are actually hitting haven't been given an opportunity to play regularly.
The only guys who are hitting are the guys that have been sitting on the bench. It's like somebody looked at Tony Vitello's plan and was like, wouldn't it be funny if the only guys who hit well are the ones that he never plays? Let's do that. That'd be fun. It's like something I would do if I was in control. It's just mean.
I will say that Tony Vitello got himself thrown out today. So I do want to honor your prediction at the beginning of the season, right, because I think I said it was going to be by the Yankees series.
You did. You said it was going to happen in the Yankees series. And I was like, there's no way the umps are going to allow that.
And you said in the first 10 games.
I did.
And he got thrown out in the 10th game. I felt like I never saw the toss. I never saw the umpire actually do it. In fact, as I'm watching that, I'm like, wow, they're really giving him a lot of rope. Like they are just letting him be like, because he stopped talking to one umpire and then he went to another umpire. Like I thought, wow, they're really just letting him go. I didn't realize he'd already been thrown out.
I think he got thrown out right away. I think he told them where to go and what to do from the dugout. And then everything after that was extracurricular, you know. So I'm going to watch the
I do feel like, though, if you get thrown out in those situations, particularly when your team is struggling, it needs to be a little more demonstrative, don't you think? I think he needs to work on that.
You think he needs to get more into it, more theatrics, more?
Yes. Yes, I think more dirt needs to be kicked. I think maybe a base needs to be picked up and thrown, like just, you know, something to make it look like.
He did do a lot of downward pointing at nobody. It was more gesturing. I don't think it was a point. I think it was like the whole hand, and his head did kind of the chicken bob move, you know, like where the head jerks forward.
Well, for emphasis,
yeah, the head jerks forward. But yeah, I mean, it was like I understood that was angry Tony. But I think, like for, you know, not that I've seen enough of him, but, you know, I'm already in tune, right? Because I'm a Giants fan. I'm a purist. I already know the vibes, right? But I guess a fan from another team might not know that, and so they might just be like, wow, that guy got thrown out for having a casual conversation. But you never know what he said about their mothers while he was looking so common about it. And you got to respect that. You got to respect a guy who will say vile things about somebody's mother just so casually without looking like he's angry at all. So my respect to Moan Tony.
Well, I really hope that he called their mother a
horse.
Bob, you hold that O sound for so long, and it really does just sound like you're just, and then you finish it, then you just casually throw in that S at the end, and you're like, I see what you did there, buddy.
Yeah. So I feel like, I hope he did. I hope he called him that and got thrown out, and I hope his team gets fired up because that was the purpose, right? Let's get thrown out to kind of put a little fire in the team.
I look forward to watching the Close Call Sports video about this where I relearn exactly what the rule is for running down the first base line for like the 17th time. And I also look forward to immediately forgetting what the rule is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm confident that the umpires probably got it right here. I think he's just supposed to be in the lane. Like, that's the new rule. You just have to be in the lane. Like,
and he clearly was not.
Yeah, you can't, like, every other...
He wasn't on the grass, but he also wasn't in the lane.
Right, well, every other base, I think it's like you can establish your line. But I don't think that's true anymore for first base. Like, I think you eventually have to get into the actual chalk. But I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure you have to be inside the chalk, period. Like, no other rules about it. Every other base path, it's like you establish your line. But I don't think that's true for first base. And that's why he was called out. But we'll find out.
Okay. Well, I think that's enough talking about the hitting.
Yeah,
woes.
all right, let's move on. I'm ready to be angry at somebody else.
So the good news, Ben, is that the Giants pitching is not the worst in the league.
Well, that is good. I mean, you said the Cubs were worse than the Giants, so they're not the worst offense either.
The Giants are 13th in the National League in ERA.
That's
but only 22nd in the majors in ERA with a 4.65.
Wait, they're 13th ERA in the National League and they're 22nd in the majors?
Yeah, there's some American League.
So you just said the American
sucky.
League is just going off on each other over there. Okay,
apparently.
Interesting. Well, 13th in the National League is not good.
It's not good. I agree.
I think that qualifies as bad. That's very bad.
But there's no but. They're bad. They're bad. So the starters are 19th in the majors with a 4.53 ERA.
That's better than 22nd.
And the relievers are like, hold my beer, because we're 21st in the majors with a 4.84 ERA.
God, but remember when this bullpen was good? You know what happened is some idiots went into their
3 days ago.
Yeah, some idiots went into their closet and said, "Oh, we see the cracks are forming." Shocker though. Shocker that Messieurs Brubaker, Killian, Gage, Bo Rucky, Wynn, Walker, Buteau.
Brubaker. Did you say Brubaker?
I feel like I did. I feel pretty proud of myself that I got that many names, honestly. Shocking that those guys are not great. I'm stunned.
You know who is great, though? Caleb Killian. Still has not allowed a hit or a walk.
Yeah, the more and more I think about it, man, future closer Caleb Killian, I look forward to his 13 saves.
Oh, man. Ow.
Okay, look, either he gets the job really late in the season or he gets it really early in the season, and that's just how many opportunities he gets.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So this weekend, if we're going to point at some kind of really bad things that happened this weekend, Tyler Mahle struggled.
He did. He did not have a good second start. Not a good performance for Trevor.
Tyler.
Whatever.
And so right now he has a 7 ERA. Batters are hitting .351 against him after two starts.
That can't be accurate. Batters don't hit .351, Matthew. That can't be real.
They do against Tyler Mahle.
I protest. Not even Trevor could be that bad.
Neither could Tyler, but he is and was.
Oh, man.
And I feel like Tyler's probably making that distinction too, right? He's like, no, nobody could be that bad.
Yeah. Okay, so his ERA is now 7. Well,
Yes.
Here's the good news, Matthew. Logan Webb no longer has the worst ERA amongst the starters on the team. See, things are looking up, dude. I don't know why you're so pessimistic about this.
I am optimistic that things are going to get better.
Okay. How do you spin?
Because you're right. Logan Webb now has a 5 ERA.
Yeah, pitched really well on Sunday, today, as we record this podcast.
Left with a lead, was going to get the win and everything.
Yeah, but then those guys.
Eric Miller in particular.
Well, I don't know. It's not like Eric came in with a clean slate. You know what I mean?
Well, Keaton Wynn also struggled.
Yeah. And, ideally, your setup man and, in your opinion, future closer comes in and does a 1-2-3, right? Sends us to the 8th where Ryan Walker can blow the save. Right? That was the plan, Matthew. That was the plan. Keaton Wynn comes in, 1-2-3s him, and then Ryan Walker blows the save in the 9th, just like 2025. Okay? That was the plan, but Keaton was like, hold my beer. And then Miller was like, it's Miller time. And, and that's where it's like, and the thing that really galls me.
Ooh, what galls you?
Like, the part of the bullpen that's been sucking is the part of the bullpen of names we know. It's not like Gage and Killian are killing us. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lucky Borucki has not been so lucky. But
yeah, it's yucky Borucki is what it is.
It's been pretty yucky. It's been pretty yucky, but we knew that when we picked him up. All right.
Well, did we, though? Like,
we did. You and I did.
Okay, we did, but it did the job. I don't know. 4.91 ERA, 2 home runs allowed, and 3 and a 2/3 innings pitched. The issue is that he's a lefty who, yes, does wonderfully against lefties, but can't get right-handers out. And with the 3-batter rule, you're gonna face some righties. And
Especially
this is
if you're
one of those
that bad,
issues.
Other teams do pinch hit. And they're just going to send up righties against him. Yeah.
Exactly. And why are we holding on to this 3 lefty bullpen when we have guys that can't get like righties out? They got to at least have a fighting chance against righties if you're going to have 3 lefties in the bullpen, because inevitably you're going to have to put in a lefty in unfavorable matchups.
Okay. I have an answer. Do you want the answer?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know either, Ben. But it'll get better. We've got like Spencer Bivens. in AAA that we could call up.
You got me all excited there. You're like, we have Spencer Bivens, and then you're like, in AAA.
We have Tristan Beck in AAA.
Also in AAA.
So we have guys that have a proven like success in the majors that we could bring up right now and just, send JT Brubaker back to listen to work on some things.
To work on the Studebaker? Yeah.
Yes. I do want to talk a little bit, getting back to Vitello.
Okay. Yeah.
Vitello in the win.
Mm-hmm.
So Ray was cruising along, got in a little trouble, I think, in the 6th inning, and let some runners. There were runners on base, and Vitello brings in Walker.
Yes, that was interesting.
To put out the fire. Yeah. So here's the guy that everybody is like our de facto closer.
Sure.
Who you hear about managers all the time talking about how they're using their best relievers in high leverage situations.
Right.
But they're just talking out of their ass because they don't actually believe that and they don't do it. But here, Vitello actually did that. He brought in his quote unquote best reliever in a really tough situation to get out of the inning with a little bit of help from Daniel Susac on an ABS challenge, I will say.
Walker made the pitch. Okay, let's not forget that. Walker made the pitch. If he doesn't make the pitch, the challenge doesn't matter. Okay?
Correct.
So it was in the strike zone. That's why the challenge worked.
It was. And so I just applaud Vitello for having the balls to do that. Like, just be like, no, this is when the game could be won or lost. I'm going to bring in my guy that can get us out of this inning. And it worked.
Yeah.
He did it.
And it's fine because you got Killian back there who can close it out.
No, they had, who was it that got the save?
Tidwell.
Was it Studebaker? What?
No, it wasn't Tidwell. Tidwell got the 3-inning save against the.
No, it was. It was Blade Tidwell in that game. He got the 3-inning save in that game.
Right, because it wasn't because they didn't. Otherwise, it wasn't a save situation. But Tidwell pitched 3 full to finish the game, and that is a save by definition. Yes.
By definition, yes. So it was Tidwell gets the save in that game, which I thought was cool. He didn't even know he got a save. And Daniel Susac knew and saved the ball. Yeah. Like, it was funny because at the very last strikeout of the game ends, and I see Susac immediately take the ball and put it in his back pocket. And I think, oh, he's saving the ball for his, like, this is his first start. He wanted his own memento. Right. And so he stuck it in his back pocket. And then the umpire stops him and hands him his lineup card. And which was classy on the umpire's part, knowing that it was Susac's, first start. And Susac thanks him and takes that. And then he runs out to the mound and he gives Tidwell the ball. Yeah. I see him pull it out and give it to him. And so I was like, kudos to Susac for recognizing that this was a save and knowing that it was Tidwell's first career save and giving him the ball. And Tidwell didn't even know it. So anyway, a little bit of an aside, but I thought was a cool moment in that game.
Well, Tidwell doesn't have very many games at the major league level in and of itself.
True.
So
yes.
It's not exactly rocket science to figure out that it was his first save. I do, catchers are the smartest guys on the field, right? Like, they always know all the rules. So it doesn't surprise me also that he knew that was a save. It saddens me that people don't know that if you finish the last 3 innings of a game, it's a save no matter what, no matter how big the lead. It's a simple, easy rule to remember. But Tidwell's a starting pitcher, right? Like, he never thinks about stuff like that. So
well, that's true.
More power to him.
I do want to end this bullpen thing though on a positive note by really like highlighting one of our best relievers.
Okay.
Christian Koss.
Sure.
Christian Koss has a 0 whip, Ben.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I did not have on my bingo card, though, that Koss would pitch an inning before getting his first at-bat of the season.
Did you know that if you go to the MLB stats page, MLB.com stats page, so the Giants official stats page, and you go look at the batting stats, if you scroll down to Christian Koss, it lists his position as pitcher.
Well, of course, because he's had more innings.
It's better than Jared Oliva, whose position is listed as X. that's rough.
Well, he's only been, a
That's
base
rough.
runner?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's rough. That's rough. That's rough, Jared. But then if you go look at the pitching stats, you will see Christian Koss listed there, but then his position is listed as second baseman. It's like very strange. Tony, get Christian into a game, damn it. Put Adames on the bench for a day. You know? Or, you know what?
Give Chapman a break.
Chapman could use a break. Guy's making a lot of errors, and they're not all Casey Schmidt's fault. Yeah.
No.
And is now the time where we can move over to defense, Matthew? Can we start talking about defense and base running?
We can.
Yeah, because there's something that I want to get off my chest, and I'm worried that we're going to run out of time. I'm worried that we're going to run out of time because there's just something I have to say about this whole defense thing. Yes.
Okay.
Like, we all know about the whole situation with Casey Schmidt, lunging when he doesn't need to, right? And so, therefore, he's, like, doing the splits, and the ball is, like, sailing high. It's not like Matt Chapman's making crisp throws. Now, he's making these throws after making great pickups on the other side. So yes, it would be nice if he had a first baseman who was catching the ball, who knew what he was doing. But it's not like Matt Chapman's, like, all that in a bag of chips, right? Okay? So, for example, today, Sunday, in the 9th inning, the Giants are down by 3 runs. And look, I didn't expect the Giants to score 3 runs and come back. But whatever. I do know that you need base runners. Matt Chapman gets a leadoff single, right? Great.
Yep.
Perfect start. The Giants are down by 3 runs.
Not unheard of to score 3 runs in an inning.
And Matthew, what also happened today? What was that happened for the first time? I got the prediction correct because it happened in the first 10 games. What happened?
Vitello got ejected.
That's right. Vitello got ejected.
So that means there was somebody else pulling the levers on the bench.
Who was running the team? Who was running the team, Matthew? And the 9th inning.
The Tingler.
Jayce Tingler was running the stupid team. Okay. So what does Matt Chapman do, Matthew? What does Matt Chapman do with a 3-run deficit with no outs when he's at first base in the 9th inning? What does Matt Chapman do? What stupid thing does Matt Chapman do?
He attempts to
steal
steal
what
second
happened?
base. He gets thrown out.
That's right. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Matt Chapman made a mistake. And I get it. Ultimately, he was the one who chose to go. Okay. But I will go to my grave believing that he was told to go or was given an explicit green light to go. By who?
Jayce
By
Tingler.
Jayce Tingler! Like, the man should not be allowed to make strategic decisions for a baseball team for anyone ever. And, like, it's like the first chance he got. Look what happened. Look what happened. This is the anger that has fueled me this whole episode. We got Tinglered. And I know, like last year, that was a real low point for this show, folks. I know. Matthew didn't save me by editing out. He let me go, and I was half in the bag, as old-timers might say. Okay? And I went on quite a while about how I did not like Mr. Tingler. But this is what I was talking about. This is the sort of stuff that he does. Like, that shouldn't have happened.
Okay, but
that shouldn't have happened.
And it shouldn't have happened, Ben, but it's also something that's been happening where the Giants are being really aggressive on the base pass to the detriment of the offense. You know, we've seen guys thrown out at third trying to stretch doubles into triples. We saw today Encarnacion trying to stretch a long single into a double, just being too aggressive when you're down. And I get it, wanting to, take that extra base and all that. And I'm sure Vitello's gonna be like, yeah, we want our guys to be aggressive, but it's not being effective. It's not working. And I would love for the team to be faster and more athletic, but they're
I
not.
would love for every human to be smarter, including the Giants
too.
base runners. That's what I would like. And I would like for Jayce Tingler to be smarter. That's what I would like.
As we get into the end here,
Sure.
Ben, I do want to bring up the defense a little bit. They're 9th in defensive runs saved in the majors, which if you had told me that before I actually looked at it, I would have been very surprised. I was surprised when I saw it. They have a +5 in defensive run saves. They're 16th in outs above average. And I'll be honest, I don't really understand like the difference between the two. But they, with a half of an out above average. Harrison Bader leads the team with 3 defensive run saves, and Elliot Ramos, surprisingly, is tied with Daniel Susac as the only other Giant with a positive defensive run saved at 1. Daniel Susac's only played 1 game, and he's got a +1 defensive run saved. Surprisingly, Patrick Bailey has a -1 defensive run saved, which is the same as Luis Arraez. Not a huge gap in between our worst player and our best players, but I don't know. This is a team that's supposed to be built around pitching and defense, and the defense right now is decidingly average at best.
Yeah, Matthew, these stats aren't great, but they are they're fair in that they're applied equally across all players. So it does surprise me that they're 9th. I think, though, that we all understand this. Not all bad defensive plays are equal, right? We have to measure players that way because you can't say that a player is bad defensively because the one error he made cost his team a game, right? That doesn't mean he's bad at defense. That just means he made his one error at a bad time. I think over the past couple of days, we've seen some errors that really, really cost the team. So I think that's kind of what we're seeing from this defense is just sloppy play on situations that really, really hurt. My takeaway from all of this stuff is just that those 9 guys, they need to be playing better baseball. You could point a finger at a few guys, but it's really almost all of them. Right? Maybe not Luis Arraez. He's hitting okay, and his defense is he's doing what you would expect from him at second base, if not better. Other than that, it's the guy is either not hitting, or he's not playing good defense, or he's making mistakes on the base paths, or he's doing, or all 3. Right? Jung Hoo, not good on either side. Right? Matt Chapman, making these base running errors. It's just kind of everybody, and we need them to be playing better. And there's nothing to it other than they just got to do it. And they got to do it now. Now.
You're right, because you know who's next? The Philadelphia Phillies. We got a 3-game series against the Phillies starting on Monday. The Phillies are 5-4. They're 4th in the National League West at 5-4, or the East rather, the National League East they are 4th in the National League East, which is surprising with a 5-4 record that the National League East is so robust at this point in the season. They're 5-4 with a -6 run differential, however, so there's a chance there to take advantage of that at home, but. Having said all that, the Phillies are a good team,
I don't think the Phillies matter in this equation at all. I don't think it matters who's coming in. These 9 guys need to play better. They're the 2nd worst team in baseball. The only team that's worse than them is the Chicago White Sox, who ironically have a better record. The Giants are the worst team in baseball right now because these 9 guys who should be playing better are sucking. They need to play better. Period.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Yes, Bob, it's time for the booze.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking a cocktail called Pathetic in Pink. I would have preferred to have called it Pretty in Pink, but frankly, I wasn't in that kind of mood. What's in it? Well, it's got 1.5 ounces of hibiscus and orange-infused vodka, a 1/2 ounce of Cointreau, 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, 3/4 ounces of lime juice, and 2 to 3 ounces of sparkling wine, or you could do sparkling soda. You're going to shake the first 4 ingredients with ice until well chilled. You're going to strain that into a rocks glass with fresh ice. And then you're going to top it with the sparkling wine or sparkling water and then mix gently to combine. If you want to infuse your vodka, you're going to take 24 ounces of vodka and place it in a large jar with 3 hibiscus tea bags and 3 large peels of orange. And you're going to let it infuse for 6 to 24 hours. And then you're going to remove the bags and peels, and you got a lovely vodka to use in this drink. So that's what I'm drinking, Bob. The Pathetic in Pink.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It's actually pretty good. It was really nice on an Easter Sunday, for sure.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That's very kind of you. Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail that I am calling the White Elephant. Why is it called the White Elephant? Well, because it's a gift you don't want, Bob. You got it from somebody who knows that you like cocktails, that you're a cocktail aficionado, so they went to Target or Home Goods or Tuesday Morning or eBay, and they bought you a cocktail kit, and in it is a dark little vial that says old-fashioned syrup on it. And you opened it up and you smiled and you thanked them and you're like, oh yeah, because I like cocktails. Oh, that's so sweet. And then you put it in your bar because they're your kid and you don't want to hurt their feelings. Okay? And there it is. 3.5 years later, it's April. Your baseball team sucks. And you don't know why. And you got to make a cocktail because you got to go on this podcast and tell the people that you're drinking something new. Because your brother's always making something new. Because you've created a monster. And so you're like, okay, well, this is new. I never wanted this thing in the first place. I was never going to drink this, but I only keep it in my bar so my kid doesn't think I don't love him. So you take that and 2 ounces of whiskey and you put that into a mixing glass with ice. You stir that. Oh, and 3 dashes of bitters. Maybe 4, maybe 7. Because you really need to cover up the flavor of this thing because it's been sitting in your bar for 2.5 years. And it was probably bad to begin with. You stir that for I would normally say 10 to 15 seconds, but I would really do Matthew's quality stir here of 30 to 45 seconds. You just really want to get that nice and diluted. Then you strain that all into a rocks glass over a fresh single chunk of craft ice. Who are we kidding? Use Pebble Ice in this. You want more dilution. Then you put in 7 cherries on a cocktail pick because this is really just all about the cherries. Oh, and sure, why not? An orange twist, whatever. Okay. And then, express it over the top, blah, 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 put it in the glass. And then that's how you make a white elephant, Bob. And that's what I'm drinking today. A white elephant. And that's how angry the Giants have made me.
I'm not going to lie. That cocktail
You know what,
sucked.
Bob? F you, dude. It hit the spot. It did the job, obviously. And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us. We will be back on Thursday with another episode of Giant Cocktails. After the Giants
Sweep the Phillies.
Yeah, sure. After the Giants sweep the Phillies. After Caleb Killian saves 3 games in a row. New closer, Caleb Killian. But if you can't wait that long to get your fix, feel free to reach out to us on the social medias. We won't reply immediately. We'll reply in about 2.5 weeks. But you'll still feel great about it.
It might be a good time to let you know, those of you who have left a review or a comment in the last week or two, that 2 weeks maybe, that you should go back and listen to the very, very end after the outro of the last episode where we actually talked about
I'm pretty sure.
Because we know not everybody listens.
No, as we know, about 2/3 of you do. This is pretty good. It's pretty good. But a good 33% of you do not listen after the music. So you're missing out on which is probably the best part of the show. Okay. But with that being said, it's also important to leave us a great review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever your podcasting platform of choice is that has reviews. Just remember that it's not positive unless it's maximum positive, such as 5 stars. Matthew, until next time, it's been great talking San Francisco Giants with you. It's the only thing that I'm enjoying about the team right now. Cheers, Matthew.
Cheers, Ben. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye! I knew we were going to get tinglered.
Congratulations. You've survived another episode of Giant Cocktails. Until next time, here's mud in your eye.
It's a lot of pressure to put on this part of the show as being the best part.
They don't know. All we want them to do is listen.
I mean, I usually think of something just right away as we come out, because we never have this scripted. We never know what we're going to talk about.
That's why it's the best part of the show.
And then you go and say it's the best part of the show, and now I'm like, I got nothing. Nothing.
That's the problem with you. This is what the Giants are like, Matthew. They're just putting too much pressure on themselves, and then they choke. You just got to let go. You just got to let loose and let it fly. Let your talent lead. Okay? Okay, Willie? I mean, Matthew?
Subscribe now while you're still drunk.